Hey everybody, I'm Rick Beato. What am I doing here? I'm actually holding a new drum that I just got. This drum is a Canopus brass piccolo. Believe it or not, with all the drums in this room, there's drums all over the studio here, I don't really have a proper piccolo. I think I do, but not one that's like a really good sounding piccolo. And I bought this at Center of Portsmouth, up in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Now I've ordered things online from there, like this Tama Bell brass, and I talked to the owner, Shane. He said, anytime you want to come up, Rick, come on up. And so I thought, I'm going to take my guys up there and we'll film a video because I love going to drum shops. This is a 5-story drum shop. As a matter of fact, it's the biggest drum shop in the United States from what I've heard. So I flew into Hartford to meet up with my friends, Alan, Todd, Jeremy, and Evan. And we drove up to Portsmouth, but on the way, we stopped at another drum shop called Wood and Weather that you can see here, which is an incredibly cool vintage drum shop that I've always wanted to see. So this is like 2 for the price of 1 drum shops. So after going to Wood and Weather, we headed up to Portsmouth to meet the owner, Shane, and get a tour. Shane.
Hey, Rick.
How are you? Good to see you.
Glad you made it in.
Show me around?
Yeah, you got it. Let's go.
Okay.
So, all right, we're going to walk into our snare drum room.
Well, I don't need to go any further. This is...
Yeah. We were recognized as I'm a snare drum junkie. I'm a tone junkie, and so even in the early days, I had a ton of snare drums, and so this has bled into this. And these are used drums.
Okay.
So we do a ton of trade-ins. You know, we have people come in and do a lot of trade-ins, consignments. So we have some cool pieces there. A nice Thomas Star.
Yeah.
A couple of Noble and Cooley, Sonar Vintage. Well, we got some nice stuff. And we've got, this is a little Mapex section, Pearl section, and then we just put in this Tama section with all these graphics.
Okay.
I like history.
Kind of historic
I like history.
info.
And you're going to see that upstairs, but I'm obsessed with I like to know the story behind the brands and what it was like in the early days and how we got to where we are now. And I like to educate people on that kind of stuff so they understand it a little bit better. That's important to me. There's your bell brass right there.
I was going to say, how many of these things do you have in right now?
A few.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when I got the one from you, there were very few to pick from, right?
They're always in stock or on order. So I always have them in the queue.
What's the difficulty in making snares like that? Why do they get backed up? Is this because there's a high demand for them, or because they take a long time to make?
It's a couple of reasons, really. There's a high demand, but 2, there's really like 8 to 12 people in the Japanese factory at Tama.
Okay.
So when you have a schedule of drums that you need to manufacture, you can only, your output is only going to be so much. So that's really what slows things down, is just the amount of people that can make it. And then, of course, you got to factor in the amount of time it takes to get over here from Japan. So, yeah, it just leads to extended wait times.
I mean, this is great.
Yeah, right? That's the phosphor bronze that you've got your hands on.
Yeah,
You're a man of good taste. So that's sort of their version of the bell brass, but it's...
How heavy is this one?
It's heavy. That's a heavy drum.
Oh!
The tuning range is a little more limited on those, but they have a killer pop. They're a really good drum.
That's a beast.
Yeah. And we had them do some with a little patina finish like
that's
the
nice.
Tama.
I love that.
Same drum, yeah.
I love that on these.
Yeah. This finish I absolutely love, but
what do you call this?
It's a Silver Mist Duco.
Okay.
I think it's killer, but they don't sell well. So
okay.
Every time I think I know what I'm doing, I realize I don't. We've got Keplingers, Danetts, George Way, Rogers.
Okay, so Danette has just sold George Way to DW.
Yes. Yep.
What's the story with that? I saw Ron's post.
Yeah, Ron is a one-man show.
Yep.
And so by doing his Danette drums, and then of course now Milestone drums, and George Way, I mean, it's really hard to be the manufacturer, the marketer, the shipper, the bookkeeper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so
I think he's owned it since 2006, he said.
And he's done a fantastic job with it. But now it's time to, I think DW's the right hands.
Yeah.
I think they're going to do a great job with it. It's going to take a long time for that to happen. So
Yeah, typically when you acquire a new, like Slingerland was bought by DW
Right.
from Gibson, I believe.
Yeah.
And how long did it take till they bought the name to put into production?
Oh, it's been a few years.
Okay.
Yeah, but then there was also that supply chain issue that we had to deal
Yeah.
with post-COVID. So, and they were doing their electronic drums as well. So it got slowed down a little bit, but they're nearing that.
Are the Slingerland kits out now?
Not yet,
Okay.
but like very close.
What is this here?
I don't know. A lot of these carbon steel.
Okay.
Hey, that's nice. And this is bronze.
I wonder when you have people like Ron that makes these drum, he's got all these different types of shells. Is this just kind of experimenting to see what sounds like what?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, Ron is really the reason I got into this whole mess of obsession of high-end snare drums, because I played one of his stainless snares and I just said, well, this is giving me something that your production model drums is not giving me.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking anything away from those drums.
Yeah.
I'm hearing something different, and I'm really liking what I'm hearing. And then when I started playing the Canopus drums, it was a very similar experience, and so I have Ron to thank for that. And but I've had many conversations with him over the years, and he's always experimenting with this material, that material, and this finish type, that finish type. And
I have a Keplinger snare, one like maybe like this. I got
black iron.
Or no, maybe it's not black iron. Maybe it's this is the one I have.
Stainless steel.
Stainless steel.
Yeah.
Matt Cameron.
Yeah.
Who, as of today, is no longer.
I know. I just
Pearl
read
Jam.
that. Yeah.
I interviewed Matt probably 4 years ago or so up at the Pearl Jam warehouse, and we were talking about the snare drum he used on Black Hole Sun.
Yep.
And he went on. His tech went and got it and brought it down, and he had. It was his Keplinger, and I got one right after that because I have to have these things.
I know.
I don't know why.
So, I've got the same issue, but
it's an illness.
Yeah. Well, I like to refer to it. These are assets you're acquiring.
Okay.
This is going on your balance sheet.
That sounds better.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. This is not an expense. It's something. This is an investment.
It is an investment. Yeah. Okay. So down here. So what do we have? What's?
British Drum Company. Those are great drums.
Okay. I don't know anything about these British.
Yeah.
What is it?
They're
Tell
about
me about
10 years old, and
okay.
so I mean. If you're familiar with Premier, they're not related to Premier, but there's a bit of an homage.
Okay.
There's a respect to the old way of British manufacturing.
Okay.
So they work with some dense woods. They do some great veneers, and they've got great hardware designs. Make great kits, great snares. I love brands that they're going for it.
Trying new stuff.
Yeah, and they're really going for it. They're not just an assembly house. They're like, okay, let's cast our own parts. Let's really go. They're manufacturing their own shells, and they're doing their own designs for their castings, for their hardware, and I just think they're fantastic drums, and so I'm just happy to support them.
That's cool.
And Canopus. I mean, have you had any Canopus?
Canopus, yeah. I know Canopus.
So their snare drums are among my favorite. Period. Like, I just love their snare drums. Same with Noble and Cooley.
Yeah.
Of course, Craviotto, we've got up there. This is a little boutique section, I suppose. Jeremy, our manager, he redid the whole snare display. He's done a fantastic job.
Wow. Okay, so who maintains all this stuff? How often do you tune everything?
Well, Jeremy, he's the one that's sort of in charge of that. And, and the guys, we've got Jamie, Max, and John up front. They do a lot of the maintaining of it, and I don't know how often they're tuning it, but it's a lot of work.
Is that copper?
Yeah. This is a beast. 14 by 4 bronze.
14 by 4. Is that? Would you consider this a? Would this be a
piccolo?
Piccolo, you think? Or
sure.
no?
But the thing with a 4x14, and you may have experienced this, like if you tune a medium or low, they sound way bigger.
They sound like a big drum.
Yeah, and there's something about 4x14. It's a real magical size on certain drums, and that's one of them.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's
really
a
killer
well
sounding
made
drum. If you want the Spin Doctors thing, you can get it, but also if you want a more throaty thing, you can get that too.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Look at that thing. See that, Pavel? It's pretty.
And those aren't even brass plated lugs, those are actual brass.
Wow.
Lugs, yeah. And then we've got Ludwig's over here.
I've heard of that company.
Yeah, right?
They've been around for a bit.
They've made a few snare drums. Copper, brass, you name it.
Do you have chrome over brass?
Yeah. We've got, so we have a warehouse next door with way more in it than what you're going to see here. So we can't display everything, so a lot of times people will come in and we have to bring it over from the warehouse. That's raw copper.
Okay.
This is a drum that isn't exclusive for us. This is what I came up with this concept. I call it the blackest beauty.
Okay, so like a matte finish black beauty?
Yeah, so it's kind of a powder coat, but we have black nickel hardware with tube lugs and even a black head on the top.
Okay, so they, how long ago did they change the throw-offs on these? How many years ago did they go to?
So the first design, I think, was about 2013 or 14.
Okay.
But I think there's been 2 revisions since then.
Okay.
And the new one, this is a great throw-off.
Yeah, these are way better. Why did it take so long to that crappy? I mean, I still have those crappy throw-offs on my old Superphonics and stuff.
And I still sell a few a day of those. People order.
I don't know why I haven't replaced them. I mean, they get in the spot, they get jammed, and you have to kind of.
Well, the sound changes. That's one of the
issues. That's why I haven't changed them.
Right. I think they found a happy medium with this new one.
Okay.
But I remember Tom, he works here. He had an LM42, and he decided to put a trick throw-off on it.
Yeah.
The sound of the drum changed.
Yeah, so I put a trick throw-off on one of my Black Beauties. I mean, years ago, and it has to go over this part of the shell.
Yeah.
Had to buy that extra piece to put on first, and then the trick went on to that. I don't know if they make them now that actually will fit on a.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
So the new one the new throw-off you can buy and replace your P85, and great purchase. Get the one with a butt plate too, because the butt plate you can use a drum key and not a screwdriver.
Yes.
So,
far more handy.
Yeah. I'm a big Sonar junkie.
Okay.
So I would do a lot with Sonar.
This is beautiful.
Isn't that great? California Blue, they call that.
That is amazing.
Yeah, on a drum kit, it is dreamy.
So this is a triple flange hoop, but it's rolled over the top there?
Yeah.
What's the deal with that?
It's kind of like Slingerland.
It is.
Yeah. The stick saver hoop is what Slingerland called it.
Well, stick chopper hoop. This is a stick saver.
Stick saver.
Because it's rounded, right?
The stick saver.
That's beautiful.
And it actually has a slight, not muting, but it controls the sound just the nose.
You got a stick around here, Shane, that we can.
Yeah, I'm afraid that's not possible.
Okay. Oh, I was just going to say, all right, well.
Give her a whack.
Love that. That's nice.
I think that's where it wants to live, too.
Yeah.
Like in that range.
So how do you even know what, I don't even know where I'd start. You got too many choices here.
Yeah.
I love this White Marine Pearl.
Never goes out of style.
Never goes out of style. Always looks good.
What we kind of do is we do a bit of a concierge service here, because we get the guys behind the counter. Somebody walks in and they're like, I want a snare drum. They're clearly overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It's so, we don't really consider ourselves salespeople. I feel like I'm more of a pharmacist.
Okay.
You come in and you
like
tell
that?
me, what's your ailment? I will write you a prescription.
Okay.
But I'm going to need
to
ask you.
More like a doctor, actually, Shane.
Okay. Well, fair enough. But I'll ask you a million questions.
Sure.
You tell me what it is you need, what you're looking for, and then we sort of filter it down and pick 3 or 4 different drums, and then, it's usually the first one. If it's in my. And then I find if they move around after that, then it gets a little more cloudy for them. But that's usually the case. It's usually the first one.
Okay, so this place is a barn, right? You said it's 2 barns?
2 barns put together.
Together.
Yeah.
Okay, and how long have you been in this location?
2017 we moved in.
2017.
Yeah. So building was built in 1902, and then they became a furniture store in the 80s.
Okay.
And then it sat dormant for about 10 years, and then we bought it and moved in, and so there's a lot more to see. So let's continue on here.
Yeah.
The drum set room's my favorite.
Okay.
I'll bring you up there.
All right, let's do that. Oh, awesome.
Yeah. This is the drum set room.
Yeah.
And this is the room that I get so excited at. I just, every time I walk up here, it's like Christmas.
So what, like out of Yamaha drums, what is the most common one that you sell? What's the biggest seller?
So that would be like the Stage Custom, which is more of a value-minded kit, which is a great drum set.
Yep.
But for the high end, it's Recording Custom or Absolute Hybrid Maple. Those are
Okay, so how has the Recording Custom changed? I have an old Recording Custom kit from the 80s. Is it any different?
Yes. I did a session a few years ago on an 80s Recording Custom kit, and it was different.
Okay, so the stem on mine goes way down through.
Yep.
And it's kind of a weird design.
Yes. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Have they changed that?
Yeah, it's not as long now.
Got it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was long. It was way bigger than that too, I think. But what else is different about it?
Well, they changed in the 90s. They added an extra ply, but when they went to this factory, they wound up changing the species of birch. So it wasn't the same Hokkaido birch from Japan.
Yeah.
But we love the sound of those 80s Recording Customs, but if there's anything that was weak, it was the bass drum.
Yeah.
And it's people, we sort of know that.
The thing about the birch has nice low mid characteristics, but talk about the bass drums from the 80s ones.
The bass drum hoops, they were flat on this side. And so when you do that, you're basically choking the head on the drum. Now it's a thicker hoop, and so that's great if you're performing, if you're touring, and if you drop the drum, you're not as apt to crack it.
Right.
So there's that benefit. But if you're recording and you want the full expression of the drum, that's going to be a problem. And so it was in the early 2000s, they started putting a bevel on there, but they still didn't have that thunder that we wanted. This drum kit has it. This is a legendary story where they brought Gad into the studio, and Yamaha, they R&D everything to death.
Yeah.
And so they have a whole series of bass drums, and they're going through all of them. And I have friends that were there, and Gad said, that's the one. Like when he heard it, he's like, this is the one.
Okay.
The people I know that were there, they could not hear the frequency difference. And that was the one. They picked it. And this bass drum is killer. So they answered all the problems. And in my opinion, Yamaha's making the best drums they've ever made right now.
The best kick drum sound I ever got recording-wise was an old Recording Custom. I want to say it was from the 70s, with the head off, with the front head off.
Okay.
And it had massive low end.
Okay.
It was so big, but it was a 22 by 14. This is a 16, right? 22 by 16, 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
That almost doesn't count if you've got the front head off of it.
Right. It's a totally different kind of thing.
Yeah. But you're getting a great fundamental.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're killer drums. I'm a big fan of the Recording Custom. Very limited in the finishes though.
Yeah.
The Yamaha drums, they're not super sexy.
No.
But they're like a good spouse. They're there in it for you. You have a long-term relationship with the Yamaha kit because they always perform well.
So what else do we got over here? This is Pearl.
Pearls. Every of the big brands, we have a sort of a booth dedicated to them.
Yep.
And then I have these little timelines up on the walls. I don't know if you can see that, where we tell about the history of each brand. I just kind of like to educate people on that stuff. And
so what would be the top of the line Pearl kit here?
This would be maybe in the Master Series.
The Master Series, is this the one that has different woods for different
this is
tom?
a maple and gum. You're thinking of the Reference Series, which I think we've got one. No, it must have sold it. But they do an even higher end Master Works kit, but I don't have one in stock at the moment. But yeah, this is the Maple Gum Masters. This is sort of their Gretsch thing.
Yeah.
These are great drums. This is what Shannon Forrest is playing. I don't know if you've seen any of his stuff lately.
Yeah.
But man, these are great sounding drums. Doing cool curved boom stands.
They've got some good hardware, Pearl does.
Yeah, but they're solving problems you didn't even know you had with this.
Yeah, that is weird. I like that a lot. Okay, then we have over here DW.
DW, yeah. This is...
what is this here?
Rose copper is what they call that. Finish.
Really? Is this actually a complete copper kit? Or is
no,
it's
just a wrap. That's a wrap
copper
finish,
wrap.
Yeah. Yeah, over, what is the shell on this one? Mahogany spruce.
Well,
Mahogany spruce shell. We have so much Gretsch, but a lot of it's in the warehouse because obviously we can only display so many here. But
I have
there's that finish. Isn't that great?
Oh, it's beautiful.
But they don't sell, and I don't get it.
Why?
I don't know.
Pavel, can you get this here?
Silver Miss Duco. I think
that's
it's
amazing.
Beautiful. But
personally, though, I have this. I have a gold sparkle
yeah.
Gretsch kit. That's one of my kits, but I love it. I think it's beautiful. I love gold sparkle.
So it's funny you said that because certain finishes look right on certain brands.
Yeah.
And if I see a Gretsch or a Ludwig in gold sparkle, I'm just, oh man, that is beautiful. But if I see it on DW, I'm like, that's disgusting. It's just the most strange thing. But that Gretsch gold sparkle Ludwig it belongs.
You know, I like weird. This is a cool looking matte finish.
Yeah, satin seafoam.
Yeah, that is cool looking.
And that's one of those kits that I just keep reordering it, and they keep selling. And that's a 22x14 kick with the shallow toms and 2 floors. It just sounds so great. Looks beautiful.
Almost all my bass drums are 14-inch
Yeah.
depth. I just have always liked that.
Yeah.
They move air through quickly, and I think that they have the best resonance to them.
Yeah.
Less mass,
Yep.
easier to get in motion.
Well, I have a very funny story about meeting Ian Pace, and I'll condense this, but one thing we talked about was drum sizes, and he said, you know, in 1969 when I got my Ludwig endorsement,
Yep.
they gave me a 22-inch bass drum that was 14 inches deep, they gave me a 13-inch tom that was 9 inches deep, and a 16-inch floor tom that was 6 inches deep. They had been making drums for over 50 years, and they had figured out that these were the
Those are
ideal
the
sizes for drums.
Yes.
And so it really is as simple as that.
Yes.
But then, of course, I want to shoot my mouth off, and I don't think I did. But in my head I'm thinking, I do appreciate 22x16 sometimes. I really do.
Yes.
And sometimes I like 10x9.
So let me ask you this. When did they start going to 16? In the early 90s, that started being more of a standard size, 22x16.
Ziccos. If you remember Ziccos, those acrylic drums in the 70s, they were doing like 20 inches deep.
Yeah.
So I think that was the start.
But the standard, but when you start buying kits where they would have them more frequently, just be 22x16 would be like a common, 16 would be a common depth.
That was in the late 70s, and I'm not sure who was, I think it was Ludwig actually.
Okay.
I do think it was Ludwig because they had the 2 sets of spurs in that catalog. So you can get a 22x14, or you can get the 22x16, which was extra or whatever they called it.
Sure.
And it had 2 sets of spurs, and I think that was the beginning of the slightly deeper bass drum.
And then when did it go to where it's the 18-inch depth?
I think that was Gretsch.
Okay.
Because they were calling it turbo. No, Yamaha called it turbo, and Gretsch called it Canon, I think. And that was in the early 80s, but it didn't really take off until DW.
Right.
And that was DW, John Good was 22x18. And then anything beyond that, I just always called 22x stupid.
They don't sound good at all.
Didn't work. Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that they're impossible to move around.
Well, you try to move it and get in the back of a car. No, not gonna happen.
Okay, so this over here, you got your Ludwig.
Bonham kit.
Yeah, that
classic.
Is this actually that's an actual Bonham size kit, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, and we do
the exact kit that I have.
I do this in many different colors, and I do it in classic maple. I do it in legacy.
So this is the 3-ply maple poplar maple.
This is the classic maple. 7-ply maple.
Okay, 7-ply.
Yeah, but I do have it in the 3-ply maple and the 3-ply mahogany.
Okay.
So if you make it to the warehouse, you'll see that we have boxes of so many. But yeah, we love this configuration. It just keeps... Bonham is really the best endorser out there.
Right, for a guy that hasn't been around in
because he can't
40
leave.
some odd years, right?
Yeah, he can't leave
change
Ludwig.
the setup.
Yeah, can't leave Paiste.
Right.
And he still sells more. He and Ringo still sell more than any artist.
It's amazing.
Yeah, the influence is crazy.
And this is a 7-ply, you said?
Yeah. Yep.
7-ply, interesting.
With a sharper edge, no re-rings.
Yeah.
And that's a little more my speed.
Yeah, so talk about that. So like my kit is a 3-ply maple poplar maple with reinforcement hoops.
Yes.
But then they went to the 7-ply without the reinforcement hoops because they are stronger. They don't need the reinforcement hoops, correct?
Right. What they figured out in the early 70s was, well, if we make our plies thinner, it's a lot easier to form a shell.
Bend them, yes.
It's not as apt to snap.
Yeah.
And then they also found when they sharpened an edge, all of a sudden we're getting the projection everybody's asking for. Because at that point, amps are getting bigger.
Yeah,
and
louder
they
drums.
need volume.
Yeah.
And so that's how that sort of came to be. Well,
and what is the bearing edge? What's the angle on
45
that?
degrees.
45, okay.
Yeah.
And the earlier ones would be what, 30?
Yeah, 30, 35.
Yeah. More of a rounded.
Right. And so these have a more sharper slice, good tonality, but they don't have that sponginess or forgiveness that you're going to get out of that 3-ply shell.
And other drum companies that had different bearing edges, was Gretsch different? Did they have a different bearing edge? Did you have anything that had a double, an angled cut like that with a double, what do you call it, double bevel?
Yeah, we didn't start getting fancy with bearing edges until recent times.
Okay.
I mean, there's some Gretsch drums from back in the day. There is no bearing edge.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, they had a sharp edge on whatever they were putting together.
Yeah.
But yeah, they didn't really get fancy about that kind of stuff until recently. Because a company like Gretsch, they were utilitarian. They weren't looking to make high-end exotic instruments back then. They were just trying to service the jazz market of New York City.
Back in the early 60s, Ringo was playing the 3-ply maple drums. Is that correct?
Yep.
And it was maple, poplar, maple, but I heard that they ran out of those and they started making mahogany, poplar, mahogany.
Yeah.
Because they just ran out of maple because they were selling so many drum kits. Is that true at all?
They had to go to 4 shifts a day right after Ed Sullivan.
Okay.
And the rumor is that that's why they started painting the inside of the shells white.
So you wouldn't know what it was.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true, but I've heard that. So could be the case. And so that's why with some 60s Ludwigs, some sound like $1 million and some don't.
Okay, so what about things like this with these? Do you sell a lot of these, the Vistalite shells there?
Vistalites, yes, it sells like wildfire. And this is another case of I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I didn't stock Vistalites for the longest time.
Yep.
You know, I just said, who wants to buy plastic drums, yada, yada, you know.
A lot of people.
Well, that's what I realized. And we sell so many Vistalites. Very, very popular. So once I started stocking them, it was, boom, they started going out. But we do, like, this configuration behind you. I think this is a 24, 13, 16 with blue olive badges.
Beautiful.
And then
beautiful.
the 70s spurs.
Love that.
Yeah, so it's just a real classic.
That's a
timeless.
Perfect looking drum kit right there.
We do it silver, red, blue, gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, just crazy. Sonar drums. These are.
Yeah.
I'm a huge.
Are you a Sonar guy? What do you play?
Well, I don't. I actually have a Sonar kit on order right now.
Okay.
But I'm trying to overcome my.
For a
biases.
guy that has anything.
Yeah. My love is Sonar, but right now I'm trying to get over my biases.
Okay.
Okay, and so my big biases that I've had, for whatever stupid reason, have been Pearl and DW.
Okay.
And so I'm playing those right now, and they're fantastic drums.
Yep.
The Pearls, I just did a record with them, and they sound incredible. So, you know, my last frontier is Gretsch. I love Gretsch drums. I love hearing Gretsch. I love hearing people play Gretsch drums. I love listening to recordings of Gretsch drums. When I play them, they're not my sound.
Okay. What about this kit?
This is a
here?
Highlight exclusive.
What is that? Copper? What is that?
Copper plating. So when you chrome plate a stand, you've got to give it a nickel, copper, and chrome bath.
Yeah.
And this just didn't get the chrome bath, and so it's that copper hardware.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
People love it, but it doesn't wear well.
No.
You know, it doesn't. But some people love it. And it's a great conversation piece.
It's quite a look.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Tama here, we've got their Star series. Have you played or seen any of their Star drums? This is their flagship. They're doing in Japan, and as far as I'm concerned, they're amongst the finest drums made. This is maple, and what they're doing is the core ply of this shell is very, very thick. You see that?
Yeah.
And so they're trying to get it to respond or react like a solid shell would, but give you the rigidity of applied shell. So
but that's like basically like a reinforcement hoop. How does the Japanese maple? I just came back from Japan a couple weeks ago. What's the difference between maple from there and from here or Canada, wherever you get it from?
Well, they're using North American maple for this one. When it comes to density,
so they actually import the maple there to make them.
When it comes to density, North American maple is, I believe, the hardest.
Okay, and North American maple could be in Canada, wherever it comes from.
Correct.
Okay?
And so when you see a $500 maple kit, what you're looking at is a Chinese maple kit that is not as hard as North American maple. but they do babinga as well, which
Okay.
and babinga has a much darker sound.
Yeah.
And if you want to talk about like the most exotic vintage sound with a modern flair,
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's doing it better.
Okay,
than
and
guys.
these finishes here, are these wraps?
No, it's a painted finish.
Okay.
That is a proprietary technique that
I was
they're
wondering
employing.
about that.
Yeah, so if you order an add-on tom for this one, it'll look a little different.
So these will always be different.
Yeah,
right?
it's cool though.
It's very cool.
It gives you it makes it look like you're getting this exotic veneer,
because you're getting this exotic veneer,
but
it's
just
not a
gets
veneer.
paint. Yeah, it's just
That's right.
paint.
That is kind of cool.
Yes, I lovingly refer to that as clown puke.
That's kind of clown puke.
Yeah, it is. But
Is that a wrap or not?
No, this is a
That's painted?
yeah, and they take a comb or
God.
some sort.
What?
Very cool. These sold like crazy at first.
Clown
I
puke.
I didn't think it was going to sell, but again, look, I
Okay.
don't know what I'm doing. This is a British drum company.
Okay.
Founders kit. Now look at the pinstriping on that.
That's amazing.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah.
With the gold.
That sounds good. That
Yeah.
sounds great.
They use birch.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a big birch fan.
I love birch.
Yeah. Birch it's hard
Wow.
to get people into birch, but I love it.
That's a nice sounding kit.
Yeah. And so this is electronics world over here.
Okay.
Again, I went in kicking and screaming into this space because it's not acoustic drums,
Right.
but you know, if you want to be a
What do you-
professional drummer now,
Okay, what do you sell the most of when it comes to electronic kits?
Roland.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the.
They're the Apple
Yeah.
of the electronic drum world. Yamaha is another strong brand, but DW with these DWE drums it's been crazy, really really popular because these are acoustic drums too.
Yeah.
So you know the problem with electronic drums is they don't inspire you when
Right.
you look at it.
Yeah.
When you look at a catalog, I don't look at, oh wow, look at this. No, that's not exciting. You want to look at acoustic catalogs.
Okay, Shane, when a person comes in here and wants to buy an electric kit, why do they want to buy one? Is it because they live in a small place, they live in an apartment? What reason? Or they just want it for practice and they have a regular acoustic kit? What do you usually find?
It's really two kinds. So if we're talking about people like us, it's usually a volume issue at home.
Yeah.
They're a condo dweller or apartment dweller.
Yeah.
Or like you said, they need a practice kit. But sometimes it's people that are just getting started.
Yeah.
And then they don't want to hear their kids play.
Yeah.
And those are the ones I'm always like, no, don't.
No, the kids have to play the real
You
drum
gotta move
kits.
the air. You gotta really get
Oh my
that
God.
excitement.
Come on.
Yeah. And so sometimes it works. Sometimes I can convert people that way, but sometimes they can't because they're in a condo or an apartment.
Oh, that's a head there. So
Yeah.
So you said they're acoustic drums.
Yes.
Is that really an acoustic drum?
Yeah, you could take these
you
ship
take
with a
these-
set of real heads too.
I can see the sensors in
Yeah.
there.
Yep. So you could just take these heads off, put real heads on it, and gig with it.
Okay.
So they really kind of nailed it with that. So we've got our used section and our museum actually over here.
Let's see what we got here.
We've got a couple Craviotto kits.
Wow. Look at that.
Those are nice. That's a great floor tom.
It is a great floor
I
tom.
still hear it. Still going.
That's a 14, isn't it?
16.
Is that
Yeah.
16 by?
16.
Is that 16 by 16?
Yeah.
It looks huge.
A
Yeah.
walnut done well is a real threat sonically.
And this is a that's an inlay, isn't
Inlay,
it?
yeah.
Is that inlay a separate piece
Yes,
that gets
it's
put in there?
laid down and then this
And then
goes right
glued.
in there, yeah.
It's
And then
unbelievable.
very, very fine.
Yeah.
And there's some companies that might do it a little differently, but
Yeah.
that's how I've seen it.
And then to
done.
do it in the hoops, it looks beautiful
Oh,
in
I
the
know,
hoops.
yeah.
That's amazing.
This is our museum.
Holy smokes.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah.
Pavel, you got this? Look at this thing.
Okay, Ed Shaughnessy's kit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that actually Ed Shaughnessy's
Yeah, it's
kit?
one of them. It's not the one from the bandstand,
Yeah.
but it was his East Coast touring kit. So when he
Amazing. Did he have two different size bass
Yeah,
drums? It's
yeah.
a 22 and a 24?
I think
Or
it's
what are they,
20 and- I
20
think
and
this is-
22?
I think so. the perspective is screwing me, but that looks like
Yeah.
a 20. No, 22 and 24. It's right
Okay,
there.
22, 24.
Yeah. There's a little bongo drum.
Oh, yeah.
And I have the cases for it with his name on it, and I've got his
Wow.
sticks, his towels. When I opened it up, it was so musty. Had it been opened in 30 some odd years.
Okay, so do you sell this stuff here? You do, right?
Some of it, but a lot of it is just
It's
here.
museum pieces, right?
Yeah, for people to enjoy. Again, I like telling the history of the instrument, but I do sell a few pieces here and there because we just to make room for the
Okay,
next.
so these drums, like this Radio King drum here, the damper that's on the front of that.
Yeah.
When did they stop doing things? Why did they
That's a
stop
great
doing stuff like
question
that?
because that's a
it's
great muffler.
design.
Yeah, totally. That
Right?
is such. Somebody could make a newer, more modern.
Yeah, why isn't somebody doing that? That
They
seems
will.
like a complete no-brainer.
We're gonna
From
watch
watching
this video.
Whoever's watching
Yeah.
this, somebody make one of these
Yeah,
things.
exactly. With that kind of felt and
That looks incredible
Yep.
too.
Yep.
Mounts right there on the hoop. I
Yep.
mean, that's an easy design.
Yeah, and they got away. The internal muffler on a snare drum is also a
Yeah.
great thing that went away, and it is so helpful.
Yeah, I mean, I use the felt strips and everything, but this would be way better to
Yeah.
have. Way cool. That's a great kit. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. There's something about the sound of these old Radio King toms. Man,
Amazing. Okay, how old is this Yamaha
this is one of the
kit?
first Yamaha kits.
Okay, so how old is this?
67, I think, 1968.
Okay, now
Yeah.
you see that has a little.
Yep. These
Yeah.
are 4-ply birch, so these are thin birch with reinforcement hoops.
Okay.
Really good sounding drums. The snare, meh, not so much, but the kick and toms really sound great. This is cool though. Look at this. This is the first electronic
Oh my
acoustic
God.
kit, a Miazzi. Isn't that rap awesome?
It rap is awesome. I'm getting dizzy looking at it.
But I want to see that on
Yeah.
a new kit.
Yeah.
But there's so many cool things about this kit.
First of all, the badges are incredible.
Yep. But the mount, this ball and socket mount, this is in the 60s. This is
So smart.
You can see Slingerland got a little
Yeah.
idea here. We see this hoop. See how that's a clip-on?
Yeah.
Tama, we've seen that they've done that with their new Starphonic line.
Yeah.
Not new, but 15 years old, but that was borrowed from them. These guys were really ahead of their time, but these are pickups inside the shells.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And so it actually works. They sound terrible. And this is a Tivoli Vista light.
Okay, so talk about these Vista lights.
So this was Ludwig's real big problem because in the 70s, I think Bill Ludwig II had said, you know, all the money we made in the 60s and early 70s was lost on this kit.
Yeah.
Because this kit had the light up and it wasn't very durable, so
Yeah.
the lighting didn't hold up. The
Yeah.
lights actually still work on this one, but they had to warranty all of them and it was a disaster.
Okay. This?
There's a prototype one-off kit with
Yeah.
an 18-inch batter with a
Oh my
24-inch
God.
reso.
I wonder why that didn't take off.
They sound about as awful as they look. but it's a cool kit and
It is cool.
worthy of a conversation.
Really cool looking. Okay, Shane, what is this?
This is Mike Mangini's set from when he was with Dream Theater.
Wow.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
He needed a little bit more stuff, I think.
Man. But what's funny, if you go sit behind it,
Looks
it
like
actually
it's all-
makes sense.
Looks like you can actually get to everything.
Yeah, right, you can. You can. I'm not saying you're going to hit it with 100% accuracy.
What a nightmare to set up.
I couldn't imagine. Well, the guys, this was up on the top floor, or the floor down below, and the guys brought it up, set it up. It takes hours.
Oh my God, yes.
Hours. Oh, this Tama kit, this is a great story. Okay, great.
Okay.
So,
What's the story with this thing here?
in the late 80s,
Yeah.
Takashi Hagiwara was, his nickname was Hagi. He was the guy that gave us the recording custom. He gave us the disappearing boom stand, a lot of the Yamaha innovations. This
Okay.
guy was just an icon in drum manufacturing. He was really kind of Mr. Yamaha when it came to drums.
Okay.
Yamaha in the 1980s was considering repositioning him in the company.
Okay.
So, I don't know if you remember their artist roster in the 1980s, but it was crazy.
Yes.
They had the guys.
They had everybody.
Well, Gad was so upset that he took a meeting with Tama.
Okay.
And
Wow.
they made 3
Boy, did
kits.
that
Yeah.
must have sent
Well,
some shot.
it did.
shockwaves.
And they didn't move. Hagi didn't get moved, and
Okay.
he didn't leave. But this is the kit that.
This is a prototype then?
Yeah, which is actually a Star Classic series shell.
Interesting.
4-ply shell with hoops, but these, look at this bracket.
Wow.
That's a prototype. Like that's,
Weird.
And it has 9 lugs on the bass drum.
Okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes,
They
right?
were doing some strange things back then. But that's just a really cool kit. My
Yeah.
friend Terry had that forever, and I got that from him. A really cool drum. You got to see this Black Beauty, too. I got this from Dave Maddox. This is a 1930.
Oh my God. Look at that thing.
And that's as clean as I've seen.
That looks perfect.
It's as clean as I've seen, yeah.
That thing looks brand new.
Really gorgeous.
How long have you had that for?
A few years. He brought it in. He
Wow.
goes, "I'd like you to sell this for me." And I said, "I just
Okay,
did."
let me ask you this, Shane. When they engraved these things, how did they do that? That wasn't done by hand,
Oh
was
yeah,
it?
that's by hand. It's
No
1930.
way.
Yeah.
They're so perfectly
I know,
done.
I know.
Who was doing that stuff?
I have no idea. Well, John Aldridge is the guy now that he's incredible. Like he probably did that, or I don't know if he did that, or if Adrian Kirchler did that. But yeah, I mean,
they're
he's
beautiful. My God,
it's a real skill.
yeah.
I think John Aldridge did this.
Wow,
Yeah.
and that's really a. You got to be a real craftsman to do these
Oh,
things.
yeah. I would just put a crayon in it and look like.
Right.
And this is my Spinal Tap. This is my Nigel Tufnell kit, the Fives kit.
Yeah.
This is a brand new kit.
Okay.
From the early 70s. It's
All
never
right.
been played.
Never been played.
Came to me
okay.
in plastic bags. It's a brand new old stock kit.
Okay.
And it's got and I love the wrap on that. It's
cool
I
looking.
think that's great. Yeah. The 22 and 24-inch kicks.
Yeah. So why is it that so many drummers? I know why, because they did it so you get definition between the two bass drums. But
Yeah.
that's
Why would they do something like that?
yeah.
I have no idea. I mean, it doesn't make any sense sonically.
Right.
Your two bass drums are having an argument.
That's-
it's a low-end argument. It's like hearing your neighbors
Exactly.
upstairs.
Exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Right. It's like clomping.
How about this?
Yeah. That's that's. So those are a
Rototoms with a shell.
Rototoms with a shell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably didn't sell that many of those, right?
No, I don't think it did that well.
No, I don't.
But they're cool.
I don't. I haven't seen anyone play that.
No, snare drum actually sounds surprisingly good.
Does it?
Yeah, but it is what it is. This is J.R. Robinson's kit. This was his first Yamaha kit he got when he was
Wow.
with Quincy Jones in Japan in the early 80s.
Wow.
And there's actually even a couple more drums to this that are upstairs. This is these are Scott Travis from Judas Priest. Those are his bass drums.
Okay.
And then I ordered some shells around
My
it to
God,
make a kit.
those are
23 by 20. So it's
Yeah.
a 23-inch bass drum that's 20 inches deep.
Yeah.
So we can say what we want about deep bass drums. When you hear those live out front, they
Well,
sound
they also
massive.
double as tables.
Yes, this is
Like
this is a good
that'd be
point.
a nice coffee table.
I should have done that. Then make good end tables. Not a bad idea. Timeless Timber DW kit. That was the wood from Lake Superior that they hauled up.
I heard. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was in the 99 or 2000, I think.
From like the bottom of
Lake Superior. Yeah.
bottom of Lake Superior.
Yeah. Look at the bird's eyes on it. It's really,
amazing.
Yeah, super clean.
Now, what is the story with this here?
This is the Neil Peart collection of snares. I'm a Rush fanatic.
Yeah, you kind of like Rush a little bit, right?
Yeah, so this was something that they did with him a few years ago, and he signed not the drums, but there's a certificate of authenticity in there. And that's,
Love the case, man. That's
Isn't that
amazing.
cool?
It's amazing.
yeah,
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So
that
cool.
Canopus kit there too. That's a Birch kit. That was Smitty Smith's. That was on Jay Leno when he left Pearl.
Okay.
So I actually have 3 late night kind of kits.
You really
here.
do.
Yeah, but that one is got a 20-inch floor tom.
Okay.
So it's a 24, 13, 16, 20. It's one of the best sounding kits in this store.
And that Gretsch there, it's a 28
Yeah.
bass drum. Once again, we have the muffler on the front there.
Yeah.
That's brilliant design.
Yep.
That
Yeah,
thing
that's a
is
fun kit.
Gigantic.
Right?
Love that.
And we've got the stick chopper hoops on it.
Yeah, the old stick choppers.
Yeah. And we have our video area up here.
Okay. This is where you make all your YouTubes.
This is where we
and
do our
your-
videos, yeah.
So talk a little bit about your YouTube channel.
Yeah, so that was really how we got our name out there. Because
Yeah.
when we opened in 2009, I had no money and I had a small store, but I was really one of the first guys just to go on YouTube in the drum space and just talk about drums. And then the first videos were horrible, and now we've got Adam and Tony Tony is as good as it gets when it comes to mixing audio, and Adam is able to inject humor in a really great way. And
you guys are almost at 100,000, right?
Yeah, we're almost there.
So everybody go to your YouTube channel.
Yep.
I'll put the link in the description and subscribe so they
Yeah.
can get their 100,000 plaque.
Please, thank you. That would be
All right.
wonderful.
Sounds amazing. Okay, Alan, come in here. Everybody, this is Alan. You've seen him on my tax preparation video. He's infamous. Alan, do you want to say anything?
It's awesome being here. Shane's been our client for a bunch of years. Rick told me he didn't even know about this place. I said, how do you not know about this place? So
When I was looking for a bell brass.
I said, you got to call my buddy Shane.
That's right.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Here we are.
This has
Here
been
we
a
are.
fun day.
Yeah.
Been a great day. All right, so remember to hit subscribe here and follow Shane. What are you guys on YouTube and what are you on Instagram? It's different on both,
It's
right?
it's Drum Center NH for Drum Center of Portsmouth. You can find that on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or Twitter.
I'll put a link in the description.
Yeah.
Shane, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate it.